Here we go. Here we go. It's markets in the morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Friday, July 14th, 2023. It's Markets in the Morning, where we take a look at the price action of the cryptocurrency market, the altcoin market, Bitcoin, the stock market, any type of news going on out there, and what's going on this week, especially as we're getting ready to go into the weekend. This will be a relatively short live stream just because there has not really been much news this week. It's been a pretty boring week, so we'll probably be able to wrap this one up really quick. Not sure what to really talk about today, so we'll just kind of jump through it real quick. There was one piece of news, though, that did come out. XRP is not a security, and the price shot up by about 100% yesterday. That was a little interesting to see that happen. Yeah, so I think that's the only thing that needs to be talked about. I don't know. We'll talk about other stuff, too. Of course, the big news out there right now is yesterday. The ruling came out. You guys know it. We did a live stream yesterday. I put out a video yesterday. If you had 1 second on Twitter yesterday, you were bombarded with it over there on Twitter. It was so much on Twitter yesterday. I didn't even notice that John Dean went on Chip and Jeff's On the Chain show yesterday. I had no clue because my Twitter feed was so full of stuff. I didn't even know that was happening. So I totally missed that yesterday. But as we all should know by now, XRP as a digital token is not in and of itself a contract, transaction, or scheme that embodies the higher requirements of an investment contract. XRP is not an investment contract. So XRP immediately got relisted on Coinbase. XRP got relisted on Crypto.com, got relisted on Kraken for United States residents. So absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you guys all know it. It felt like a dream. It all happened so fast. It was so incredible for that to happen yesterday. Just an astonishing thing. Hard to put it into words. And it's kind of a weird feeling today because I think all of us, yesterday was so intense. It was so hyped. It was so exciting that you wake up today and you're like, wow, it's still real. But yesterday was so intense. It's kind of crazy. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. But, still riding that high of being excited about where we're at right now and the price having shot up so high. So let's go ahead and dive into what's going on in macro land. And then I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions we could ask about or talk about with XRP. But let's do what we normally do in Markets in the Morning. Let's go through all the stuff that we typically do. And then we'll jump on in. As for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin got its highest daily candle close yesterday. Bitcoin closed at about 31,400. We can see we haven't closed that high in over 13 months. It's been back since June of last year that we did that. So a new higher close there for Bitcoin. The stock market just now getting open. Let's see what we're doing over here. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 150 points. Let's switch over to that one. So now poking above that 702 retracement again today. So the interesting thing about today's candle is if it can continue this, right, it's up 150 points above the 702 Fibonacci retracement. If it keeps moving its way up, and if it closes here, not only will it close the daily candle here, it'll actually close the weekly candle here for the first weekly candle breakout. Candle close above the 702 retracement. Still has the 786 still ahead of it, but we'll see if we can get there. This is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've attempted to get above here 5 separate times. Not successful, but pretty. That's not bad looking. A little bull flag here. A little bit of a go. This might actually be able to do it today. The S&P is up 0.25% today, up 11 points, and then the Nasdaq was struggling in pre-market. It looks like it's got itself turned back around now. The Nasdaq yesterday did close the daily candle above the 786 Fibonacci retracement level, and today we're continuing that for the Nasdaq. The S&P, we still have this stuff on here. Let's go to here. There you go. S&P fighting for the last fib retracement as well. So you got the Dow fighting the 702. You got the NASDAQ above the 786. And you got the S&P heading to the 786 as well. So all of these are still in these retracement levels. We're looking for the breakouts to happen in them. Yesterday was a huge day for Coinbase. Coinbase closed up 24%. Now up another 4.75% this morning. So I do own Coinbase. This is just the classical thing that I'm always looking for in regards to coming off the lows, A, B, C, and then the breakout happening in here. So good to see this happening with Coinbase. Looks like it still probably has more juice left in it to go to the upside. So pretty nice to see that. It's just a positive sign for crypto market in general. Any other things to talk about in regards to the stock worlds? Let's see the no real big losers today. It looks like it's a pretty decent morning. United Health is even up today. That's the biggest component of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You got Nvidia up, Roblox, ARK. ARK's above $50. How about that? I bought some ARK when it during the crash that it was doing in 2022. I'd never owned ARK before. I got in at $46 and have just been sitting in that. That's finally not underwater anymore. Let's take a look. Okay, let's move over to the dollar. So the dollar broke down, as we all know, 2 days ago. I find it so fascinating, right? When it comes to XRP. And by the way, I just released an XRP video like 5 minutes before I went live. I got it all recorded. I'm like, whatever, I'm probably going to end up saying some of these things in markets in the morning. So I'm just going to go ahead and release it right now. So we're competing. This live stream is competing with my own video right now. But what is so fascinating about happening in just macro world is not only with XRP, like, I don't have it on here, but as you guys, I'll bring it up here in a minute. As you guys know, this has lasted 821 days. Let's see if I've got it over here. Maybe I have it on this one. There we go. This has lasted 821 days. And the fractal from 2015 through 2017 is 825 days. So here we are. We get within 4 days and we go and do that. The timing of that is insane. You could say you live in a simulation. Was it God? Was it the Puppet Masters? Or magical unicorn fairy dust? Or you say it was sheer coincidence and sheer luck. It was sheer coincidence and sheer luck to fall at 85.5%, just like we did. It was sheer luck to present the same accumulation structure and sheer luck for it to happen within 4 days. But the reason why it gets weird, right? The reason why it's so bizarre is, and then like I always say, like the simulation or the God stuff, right? So you have the puppet masters pulling the puppet strings and magical unicorn fairy dust, but then you have like the God and the simulation part of it. Because what also has to happen for this whole thing to play out at the same time is dollar has to break down, right? Within 2 days, the dollar breaks down. That's bizarre. The same day, the NASDAQ breaks above the 786 Fibonacci retracement. And it's why it's like I could never be like, yeah, it's definitely the puppet masters and corruption that happens. It's like, well, it's kind of weird. Like a lot of things had to happen for that to happen. Like you had to do this exact fractal and be within 4 days of it, of an 825 day fractal. You had to be within 4 days of it at 821 days. You also had to have a judge release something that happened at that time. You also had to have the dollar breakdown, and then you also had to have the NASDAQ breakout. And all those events just happened to happen at the exact same time, right when everything lined up perfectly. And that's why I'm like, is it just baked into the cake, or is it scripted, or is our live scripted? I don't know. It's bizarre to see those types of things all happen at the same time. Dollar break, NASDAQ break, XRP break, judge not a security. Pretty wild. As for gold, a big pop yesterday, now stalling out. It's, I think, likely because we also have the dollar stalling out. So the dollar is in that level that we've talked about, right? Getting to that 99 to 100 level. This is going to be kind of the eyes all watching at this point. So this is what we spent all of 2023 talking about, is to actually get down into this zone. Look at that. We're right dead in the middle of it. This is now the big debate. is this going to be the support level in here? I never thought this would be our support. I thought the support, if there's a chance of one, it's down below. Now, when we did this, right, like you could go back to 2020, this is finally when the bull run started for crypto. It all started down in here, and it all happened throughout here. But we're now down in here. The big question, will it kind of hold in here? Or is the dollar like in real collapse mode? I think that for me personally, in my technical analysis and my understanding of being able to read charts and determine like interesting price levels, would be that this is a very critical area. If this area holds, then maybe the dollar is bullish long time, right? If there's like a Great Depression or a massive drawdown coming in the next few years, dollar gains some strength. But otherwise, if this is an upthrust after distribution, right? If this is a Wyckoff distribution, which it sure looks like one, and it gets through this level, it sure looks like it's buying a ticket to go into Plunjo Lando. So big critical level right here for whether the dollar is holding supports and the directional choice of what's happening in here, which is very interesting because that's also what we have really kind of happening with the stocks, right? We have them back at these retracement levels like for the S&P and over there for La Dow Jones. So again, today we're going to see if we're going to get that close above the 702 Fibonacci retracement level for the Dow Jones. As for news, there's nothing to talk about. I mean, we know what we want to talk about. We all know what we want to talk about. F all the news, man. We want to talk about, the judge rules XRP is not a security, right? So what's also interesting is like you see some news coverage of it, especially Bitcoin centric. So you are seeing the Bitcoin maximalists absolutely listen. You're seeing the Bitcoin maximalists absolutely lose their cool. They are resorting back to exactly what they were prior to the lawsuit. I've made this comment a couple of times over the last couple of years that it used to be every time I would make a YouTube video, and it's hard for a lot of people to relate to me to deal with the volume of comments that I get. And it used to be where I would get dozens of them every single day saying XRP is an S coin, XRP is a banker's coin. It's just a piece of garbage. And I actually talked about this the other day, that it was same regurgitated sayings. It's what these people are all brainwashed into of regurgitating the exact same stuff, which we see in crypto all the time. People regurgitated 10 to 12K, regurgitating $100,000 for Bitcoin. Regurgitating, just admit it's a bear market. It's brainwashing. Somehow that happens in this market to people. And we saw that a lot with Bitcoiners in 2017 through 2020 into early 2021. Then they kind of shushed up once they realized, hey, you know what? The SEC's got their thumb on Ripple. The SEC's got their thumb on XRP. They're not of worry. You have seen the Bitcoiners lose their damn mind in the last 24 hours. They are right back to it. They are right back to it. They are so threatened. They are absolutely losing their S. And it is amazing to watch it. You're getting to see again that childish behavior come out of them. And it's returning again. Now, I'm not talking about everybody, right? It's a certain subset. I'm not talking about everybody who's like Bitcoin is their number one holding, right? Bitcoin's my number two holding, right? It's the second largest in my portfolio. Number one is XRP. Number two is Bitcoin. But they're threatened. I mean, it's just clear. The cold, hard reality is what one asset has regulatory clarity? One. Which one is it? It's XRP. Now people say, oh, but Bitcoin does too. Does it? Where? Where is it written in the law? Even your own SEC that you find so friendly and so wonderful and hoping they were squash all the competition has said in this case against Ripple that the Hinman speech is not law. It's opinion. It is literal law. It is not an investment contract. XRP is not a security. So they're losing their ass, man. And, that's just, it is what it is, right? That's kind of how it's always been. So the reason I bring this up, just kind of get prepared. You're going to see it. You're going to see Bitcoiners who are going to be posting on Twitter, who are going to be making YouTube content, and they're going to be trying to spin it some way to make it sound like eventually XRP is going to be a security again. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're pissed, dude. Forget those losers, man. Again, I own Bitcoin is the second largest in my portfolio. So it's not that I'm talking bad about Bitcoin. I'm talking bad about the influencer tryhards. There we go. All right. Dow up 130. So anyway, I put out a video today, obviously with XRP shooting up, at one point being up almost 100% yesterday. Now still settling at 77 cents. I'm actually pretty surprised we're still at 77 cents. I would have expected a deeper pull down to already get going. And I still do expect a deeper pull down to kick in, just because that's naturally what we do. We're coming off of some really great news. It's exciting and everything like that. But we also, what have we talked about for several weeks? We talked about Wyckoff accumulation. Not several weeks, months, almost a year, Wyckoff accumulation happening in here. The escape has happened. What does it also show? It also shows the bottom of XRP was June of last year. How many videos did we have to go through? What was the end of 2022 like? Just, all the content creation out there of bearishness, don't fight the Fed, all that stuff. It was all right. The bottom was in. Now we're all the way out of there. It was a grueling process to get out of there, but we're out. And this is just your standard Wyckoff accumulation. And the next phase of this is typically that we come back and we do a support test. It's just normal. I know like the thought process of a lot of people is going to be, but the news is so great, right? The news is so exciting. It's going to go surging because of the news. And yeah, maybe. But the only thing I can do is this, right? This is just, I can't speculate in those types of manners. I have to really focus on these things that I am always focusing on. And that's probably why you tune into my channel. I hope you tune into my channel because of my silky smooth voice. And it's just absolutely lullabies you to sleep. But also that I try not to go down those other types of thoughts. In that I really just try to stick to what I see on here and kind of relay that to what I see happening on here. And so what that would indicate would be a typical thing that does happen is an eventual backtest here, which would be in the mid to upper 50s. So if we kind of like take a look at how things were in 2015, 16, and 17, we did do that. We had a quick backtest of that. And that back test only lasted 20 through 26. It lasted a week. I'm not going to complain. The fact that we have left this range, and if this is true, which I think it is, we're never going to see the 30s again. So to anybody who is sick of seeing the 30-cent price number, I don't think we'll ever see it again. I also don't think we'll ever see 40 again. I think that one is gone. So, hip hip hooray. But I would expect, I just would expect a back test. And at least that's the way I'm going with it. That I would expect to see somewhat of a back test. So, and I wrote about that today. Man, I see some serious super chats coming in. Thank you guys. Oh my gosh, we'll get to that in a second. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to cover. So, I assume everybody here spent their whole day in YouTube yesterday, their whole day in Twitter. So I don't know what else to say in regards to this, except for XRP has been declared not a security. We got a massive breakout. We've been watching the Wyckoff accumulation for a long time, and it escaped the range. It's normal to backtest the range, but if this is all accurate, I think the scariest thing for me at this point is with the size audience I have and like saying, this looks to be the next thing, that, it does look to seem to be the next thing in line for us to have happen is a really big move to the upside after a back test. But, exercise caution in there, like, nothing's guaranteed. But when you look at all of the all of the things and the orders in which they've all happened and the timing of the events, we did exactly what we should be doing for big as family sedan, Moon Family Sedan. Changed his name back to Moon Lambo. We're set up for a structure for something big to happen. And it's always like, again, whenever I use these fractals, I always try to explain that they have to have context, right? Like we can't just always be placing, hey, I'm going to put the moon fractal right here, and we're going to say we're using the moon fractal today, and then go get some clicks on a YouTube video. This has all been really set up. This has all really been justified on the conditions of where we're at within the market. That we've done a contracting triangle as we did back in 2013 through 2017, which is a contracting triangle in both circumstances, which you guys always know I call it a crash, retrace, reaccumulation, right? Right. Crash, retrace, reaccumulation. We do the same thing. They both go 96%, right? These big falls right in here, these are each 96%. And then here we go for the reaccumulation. They're both 85.5%. And then we go the same distance, right? We have the same size falls. We go the same distance. We have the same accumulation schematics. The only thing that changes in here is we have the last point of support, Wyckoff phase C, rather than the spring phase. And I've been diving into that a whole lot for the last couple of weeks. You guys should all know that. I did a big video on it on Tuesday of this week, I believe, or Monday, where we're talking about the altcoin market set up for awesome rise and how XRP is beyond the phase of spring. We've already seen the spring in the rest of the altcoin market, but we have last point of support showing up here on XRP to not have a spring, but to be in the boring last point of support before it goes. And we get all these things, right? So we're using the moon fractal, right? But the moon fractal is appropriately placed. It's in the same conditions of the market as we were during that time. And we're still continuing to get the same behavior. So right now, my thesis on the market, is with the dollar breaking down, with the stock market trying to get through those retracement levels, I think we're at a point where euphoria could enter the market. And this is my current thesis currently right now. But it is accompanied with some serious volatility. And even in this circumstance, we would still spend a whole week going back to the 50s. But that is my current thesis right now. If a month passes by and we're not doing that, well, then we'll reassess. But currently, right now, this is my thesis. And that's what I'm rolling with. So, okay. Otherwise, today's big day in broader markets is if the Dow will close the daily and weekly candle above the 702 retracement, and to see if the NASDAQ and these other indexes can keep those holds. So the NASDAQ's above the 786. So really the big thing to see today, can the Dow have a strong close? If the Dow Jones Industrial Average does have, or just the stock market in general, if the stock market in general can have a strong close at the end of today, we may be seeing some serious resistances break, which of course, if you guys watch my channel, that's just how my mind goes. Big macro things need to be occurring, which what are we seeing? We're seeing a dollar breakdown, and then we're also seeing stock market breaking up, right? There's your macro. Then it moves over to the Bitcoin price chart. Are we seeing structures set up for Bitcoin for a continued leg up? Sure looks like we are. We also got the highest daily close in 13 months yesterday. And then are we also getting, excuse me, price movements happening here? Of course we are. And then we stack on top of it. You got the fundamental news, and then you also got the exchange relistings yesterday. So, what a great day. What a great week. And yesterday I thought, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a video out. We did markets in the morning. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a video out today. As I was talking to my wife, I was saying I think I've kind of I've hit everything on the head this week. I'm not sure if there's anything too intense to talk about yesterday. It wouldn't be kind of repeating the things I said earlier in the week. And then 3 minutes later, the summary judgment came out. So, all right, there we go, guys. expected break for XRP at the end of Wyckoff accumulation, at the end of the last phase of, or the last point of support. We got it. I totally forgot to show my social medias at the beginning of this thing like I normally do. As you guys know, bcbacker.com is where I teach all of this stuff that we're talking about. Last point of support, spring phases, Wyckoff accumulation, 40 hours of content. Oh, wait, no, what did I say? No, 40 videos. That's 40 plus videos and over 11 hours of content over here on bcbacker.com. I don't have my social medias up. Anyway, we'll skip all that today. There you go. Let's go ahead and dive on into the chat, guys. You guys have been there. I've been rambling for 25 minutes. I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth at this point. Let's hop into the chat and see what you guys have to say. Chris gifts 5 blockchain backer memberships. Thank you so much, Chris. Grumpy Old Man says, BCB, look at the fractal. Oh, wait, what's one other thing I forgot to show you? I forgot to show you guys this for XRP people. 4 years stuck under the 200-week moving average for XRP versus Bitcoin. I get asked all the times in the live stream, hey, can we look at the XRP versus Bitcoin price chart? Like, you know, there's really nothing to say. We've been stuck, and we've been stuck underneath the 200-week moving average. Now, there's finally something to say about it. It just broke through the 200-week moving average for the first time in literally over 4 years. I believe it's 4.07 years. I mean, I guess 4.07 would mean 4 years and 1 month. Or, well, I don't know. Right? What is 212 weeks? Whatever 4.07 is. What is, I don't know. Something like that. Yeah. Over 4 years since we have broken above the 200-week moving average, it is above. There you go. All right. Grumpy Old Man says, BCB, look at the fractal. It looks like we might have a back test. Could it just be happen because you expect to have volatility? Thanks. Even without the fractal, if you're just going on standard Wyckoff accumulation, sign of strength breakouts, eventually you typically do see the back test of the broken range. So that's not uncommon, right? It was just a monster breakout accompanied by what? Hype, euphoria, and excitement. What happens when the hype, euphoria, and excitement kind of calms down? And it always does, right? Eventually, the newness, the freshness of being listed back on Coinbase, and the freshness of not being a security, that excitement factor does wear down at some point, and that's, you know, when prices can pull back usually. Chris DeLeon says, thank you, BCB. Your help all these years have been impactful. Truly appreciated. Excited for where we are going. Let's go, XRP. $8 plus BCB beach party. Beach barbecue party. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, please. I'm sorry. I don't know. I have a little bit of a cough. Sorry. Thank you, Chris. Ben Van D. Do you have an update on developer growth for DOT? I don't have it prepared for the channel. I've been working on an Excel sheet, but I don't have anything prepared for the actual channel. I think DOT was downtrending last report in April. I believe it's still downtrending. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't think I have it open. Do I? I'll have to look. I don't think I have my Excel file open. Let me check one more thing. I have a couple files open. Maybe this is it. Polkadot was down. Polkadot is down 18% year over year. If that's being accurately reported, according to their April report, they're down 30 full-time devs since April. So they're currently sitting at 645. So it's a massive number. It's a lot of devs. But we did see that they're the number 2, by the way. So for Polkadot, it's the number 2 most developers on anything. But I haven't had enough time to scrape this data too closely. They're down 30, which is only 4%. But yeah, I don't have that data all organized enough yet to sit here and feel comfortable talking about it yet. All right, thank you. Lakeside Crypto, think we will revisit XRP breakout at 58 cents? My best guess would be that we would. Can EOS still go to an all-time high? It's going to be hard. EOS used to be one of the most developed cryptos in the ecosystem. It was Bitcoin, Ethereum, then EOS. EOS also did most transaction volumes, also did not only number of transactions, but also transaction volumes. But then eventually got abandoned and all the devs left. So going to be probably hard. A guy with 3 first names says, message you on Twitter. Keep up the good vibes and great video. Thank you so much. A guy with, a guy with 3 first names. Oh, Quentin. Quentin Weiss says, bro, you smoked that lawyer last night. Burn. Yeah, I was in a Twitter space, right? And a Bitcoin maxi lawyer came in and immediately said, it's definitely going to get appealed and they're going to lose. It's like, wait, what? Like, so, and then like I said, and he was like a lawyer. He sounds pretty smart, sounds pretty intelligent. Like he's got his stuff together. And then, but I went onto his profile and right I mean, if you're going to define yourself and you're going to act so salty, right? What did Moon Lambo like cope, right? Just cope. And you're going to act so salty. I called it out. Like, dude, you literally have Bitcoiner written in your name. How are how are you supposed to be taken serious? To come in here when all your other Bitcoiner friends, which this dude goes on Tone Vase, OGs from 2017 and 2018, goes on Tone Vase channel. So just ultimate toxic maxi. Anyway, they are pissed, guys. It is great. It is so great. When people just hit you while you're down for so long, and then to see them infuriated. It feels good. I mean, that's wrong of me to say. That's not Christian to say. That's not. I shouldn't be saying that. Right? Holding resentments. I shouldn't be doing that. But they're pissed. And I'm not mad about that. I'm sticking to that. All right. Enigma topics, whatnot. LFG, member 2 months. Thank you very much. Daniel says, if the man has made you money, tip the man some money. No. Tips, they're not necessary. You are an amazing human. Thank you, sir. Greetings from New Mexico. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it, brother. Andrew Handelsman, what kind of D-bag comes into an XRP space after a massive win and starts talking warning scenarios about the ruling being appealed or overturned? Andrew, yeah. So, and Andrew wrote to this 20 minutes ago, so he's obviously talking about exactly what I'm talking about, the Bitcoiner lawyer. Thank you, Andrew. Hill Ford says, hey, BCB, I'm so thankful for everything you've done for this community. Absolutely love your content in TA. I've watched every video since May of 2020. Did you mention that XRP would pause out at $5 for a year in a scenario of going to 25? Yeah, man, you guys never forgot that one brief moment in one markets in the morning. There was just like a group of people who were like, whoa, hold up. Never forgetting that. And I get asked about it all the time. We'll revisit that eventually. I would like to see what the rest of the market is doing first. Right now, I would stick. I'm sticking just kind of with this for right now. But it would be about like breaking out of a contracting triangle, which is an Elliott wave thing, right? We've talked about that a lot on this. I've talked about it on my course a lot. When you do contracting triangle breakouts, if that's the case, if we see some pause happen at $4 or $5 or something like that, maybe so. But we'll revisit that as we get closer and as I have more time. So a lot of my focus for the last couple of weeks has really been on the whole market, right? It's been super focused on Wyckoff accumulations, spring phases, Bitcoin trying to break out, and knowing XRP's been in this accumulation schematic and we needed to break. Outside of that, there has not been much need to focus directly on XRP. Waiting for summary judgment, knowing that we were in last point of support within Wyckoff accumulation. Get the breakout. That's all I needed to be paying attention to. My main focus had to be what's going on with macro, what's going on with Bitcoin, what's going on with the altcoin market, right? So now as we've now gotten a price move in XRP, my focus now does have to shift back more towards this particular chart and this particular movement happening in here. So I'll be spending more time living in this chart again. And different scenarios, I'll try to draw them up. Thank you, Hillford. Craig, that was very generous of you, by the way, Hill. Thank you. And Craig, geez, man, thank you. PCB, you are a legend. You've always been there to put things into perspective throughout the whole case. Yesterday, I changed my Twitter PFP from 702 battle to here we go. Still looking forward to when I can change it to Moon Chill. You rock. Dude, yes, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate it, man. Those very kind words. Those always go the longest. And very kind super chat. Thank you. DA1 with a poll cam. First time super chat. Been listening to you religiously since 2019. Thank you for all that you do for our community and having our back. You're the best ever. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's very generous of you. Thank you. Exceed says, I almost cried yesterday in a good way. On Binance US, XRP is $1.35 right now. Are you serious? Well, that's because Binance US is just straight up broken. I'm not even seeing Binance US on here. It's not even in my list. Have you guys seen the... You guys seen this one? There it is, guys. You want to see a moment in time and then a moment in time returning. Right? This is our excitement. This is where Bitcoin's going for the breakout to the all-time high. Bitcoin breaks out into an all-time high in 2020, and then we get sued. And then price tumbles from 65 cents all the way down to 17. And then we get delisted. And yesterday, we got relisted. And that whole gap of time is permanently gone on the Coinbase chart. It's just gone. But it's over. It's a weird feeling, right? Man. Thank you, Exceed. Exceed, I don't think you can. I don't think, from what I read earlier, there's no real arbitrage plays from Binance US because that's not USDT. That's just USD. And then you don't have an off ramp with USD to send it to Coinbase, right? So I actually don't think there's an arbitrage. Hugh Donnelly says, Happy Bastille Day. Vive la XRP. Let's go. Thank you, Hugh. Courtney Smith gifts 1 blockchain backer membership. Thank you, Courtney. Crypto Student 99 says, I have been here since December of 2021. Thank you for all that you do every day and keeping our expectations real throughout all of this. Let's go. The community is the best. Thank you. I agree. Thank you very much, Crypto Studio. And then Santiago Valiz coming in with the big one. Thank you, man. No comment, as usual. As usual, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Denny says, I've watched just about every one of your silky, smooth-voiced videos since 2019. We need more people like you in the world. Look forward to meeting you at a moon party. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It sounds like there's going to be some parties in the next year. And if there's something I can advise you on, as I am not a financial advisor, not an investment advisor, this is not investment advice or financial advice, I do advise you to take a little bit of that money that you have and go to one of the parties and hang out with the people and feel the energy and be a part of it. I know like before XRP Las Vegas, there was a lot of like controversy on it prior. I have no regrets about going to that. Literally zero. When I got home, all I wanted to do was be back there. And you guys know, I don't drink. I don't party. It wasn't that I missed. It was the community. It was being in that environment with you guys. Because for a lot of it, like, you know, I can't describe your life, right? There's 2,500 people in here. You all live different lives. My life is that I live in my house with my wife and my 2 kids. And these are the people that I see the most. Once a day, I do go to the gym. And that's typically about the most social interaction that I have for the day. Besides that, most of my day is spent here in the YouTube. It's with you guys. It's with Twitter. It's with that. And most of my social life is really engraved here in the internet and in crypto and the XRP community. And to have that opportunity to spend time with other like-minded people in real life, because I do love my wife. She's very special to me. And she's massively part of she's never going to get it the way I am. She's never going to be as passionate about it as I am, right? I'm sure for a lot of you, that's why your spouses are no way as passionate about it as you are. Your friends probably don't. You don't have a ton of people that you can run and be like, dude, let's sit down and talk for an hour and speculate about this, right? They're like, dude, dog coins, bro. Dog coins. Oh, God. But you go to these events, but I'm just saying, go to a party. Go to one of these things, man. Whatever it is, go be around the people who are in the same community we're all in. It's very special. Okay, thank you, Denny. Dingus Jr., member for 1 month. Formerly known as Oz. LOL. Thanks, BCB. You are a legend. Your TA has been the most realistic and reliable following since the end of 2021. God bless. Thank you so much. A guy with 3 first names becomes a new member. Welcome, man. Gator. Gifts 5, brother. Thank you, Gator. Mr. Nobody. Thank you very much. Lucky Game. Thank you. Adam Chamberlain, thank you. Says, thank you for all you do. Celebration time. Yeah. Well, I like this is another one of those things. Like we've had these before. Like the work is not done, right? The work is not done. The job is not over. These are good signs. A 4-year breakout over here on XRP versus Bitcoin. We got the range breakout here for XRP. We're back on the right. We get our range breakout, our Wyckoff accumulation. These are steps. These are in the right direction. Let's go. But we still have some more work to do. We're not done here. Thank you, Adam. Sunshine, thank you very much. Oscar Hernandez's favorite witness. Ooh. You know what I think I just learned about Oscar Hernandez, the not Oscar Hernandez crew. If it is one person who does all these fake not Oscar Hernandez's, is that they likely are not from the United States. Because that's not how I don't think that's how Americans spell favorite. We'll see. BCB, when you use fractals, it works. Stop holding us back and just keep using the moon fractals. We would be lost in these markets without you. Thank you. Thank you, Oscar Hernandez's favorite waitress. Zoltan Vakuya. I can't be listening to today's live, but I want to congratulate to you and say a big thanks, BCB. I wish everyone to stay vigilant in the emotional times. Yeah, thank you very much. I think what I'm excited about is this whole new chapter we're opening up. The dark cloud is getting removed, right? The Bitcoin maxis will constantly try to put that dark cloud back on. That has nothing to do with us. It's 100% to do with them. We don't have to make Bitcoin maxis the new enemy. They don't have to become the new SEC, but they want that. They want to take in that role. They want to play the villain. That's who they want to be. But the dark cloud is gone, guys. I think that's what's so exciting about moving forward is the dang dark cloud is gone. And what does that look like? From content creation to community interactions, that depression, that anxiety, that stress, that worry, that unknown is gone. We know it's not a security. Exchanges have relisted. Where do we go from here? And I think figuring that path out is going to be the fun part, and figuring out how that's going to go is going to be the fun part. So I think I still need a couple more sleeps on this to be like, to really soak it in, to say it, because it just happens so dang fast. Like I said, laying on the couch thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get anything out today, to boom, insane amounts out yesterday. So super, super cool time. The Sport Boys, thank you. He says XRP high in May of 2021 was $1.76. The high was actually set in April at $1.96. April 14th. The low in June was 29 cents. There you go. 28 something. Oh, this is Binance, but okay. Yesterday rejected at 90, which is also the 618. Oh, wait. So are you using this one? Why are we using this one? Right here. And I don't even think that is. That's not the 618. Even that would be right in there. Oh, don't tell me you're using... Sir, we're going to have to give you lectures here. I have to give you lectures, sir, for these fib level based on log scale selection? We don't use that, sir. We take that off. We just look at the chart in standard form, right? We're just lying to ourselves with those log-based fibs, guys. Don't use them. You're getting fed a line of BS by whoever's teaching you to do that. Now, if you do this one, you say, hey, it actually bounced off the 382. See, look at that. Perfect nail. And look, we change ourselves to log. It doesn't change. We still hit the same level. The log scale is only helping our visualization of viewing the magnitude of these moves. It's not changing anything else on here. So don't use those log-based fibs. Because why? It doesn't react to them. Look at this reaction to a standard scale fib. Look at that. Perfect. If you flip yourself, all right, so we put ourselves on log, look at that perfect nail. Let's go ahead and put ourselves on these log-based fibs. No, not perfect, right? Also, what you were saying, for some reason, you were saying the May height over here. I don't know why we're using this one. So we kind of have two things kind of going wrong here. One, using kind of this arbitrary top right here, and then also using log-based fibs. Those are something I wouldn't do. Yeah, so you're asking, is anything to this PR? I would check to make sure you don't have the log-based fibs thing selected. I'd turn that off if you have that on. That's going to change it. Secondly, yeah, not using this. So this isn't even a recent high, right? The recent high is over here. So what, like in the video I put out today, which I released 5 minutes before I went live, is that this is going to be primary discussion in here for me currently right now. What's going to happen here in the next week or two in regards to a pullback and then a continuation move up. But this current range, yes, focusing from the top of the current range that we're at right now, we will do what we always do, guys. When we get back in here, we will be like, all right, it's time to be kind of concerned. It's time to kind of be worried. We're back into retracement levels. We need to see that we can break through here and get out. Otherwise, could we be stopped like we talked about in a contracting triangle? What happens? Yeah, there's a whole lesson of this on bcbacker.com. ABCs. If we get stuck here, that we could have to stay there for some time, because in a contracting triangle, A, B, C, D, E. And that is an Elliott wave theory. And so we have to be worried about that when we get there. Hopefully, we just cut through the dang thing like butter and we only spend 1 day talking about it. And then we move on with our lives. But yes, the top of this particular range. And then guess what, guys? We get to do it all over again. The good news is it's probably if we do take out the top of this range, this is probably not going to be an issue that I'll be focused on. But it will be there. It will be there, but it's something I'm probably not going to be focused on. The next one. But this one right here, kind of keeping our eyes out. So, and if you looked at this one, how did this one play out, right? You got into new all-time highs for this. It'd be like hitting $5. Then what did it do? It fell back down to 2, and then it went on to a new level. So, just definitely do not expect straight line up. Even if we start seeing straight line up stuff like this, where it like shoots to over $2, don't expect it to last forever. There's going to be these big 50, 60% volatile swings, ups and downs, if we get it. Okay, I got to keep going. I'm so far behind. Where am I at? I'm 20 minutes behind. Okay, Zoltan, thank you very much. New member. Zoltan then gifted one. Thank you. Bread Garlic House. Victory with the super chat and very generous. Thank you, Brad Garlic House. Pat, thank you very much. Spencer Goulding, very exciting times ahead. Glad we could enjoy these times together as a community. We can't thank you enough, BCB. We love you, Whale. Thank you very much. Michael Rolling, new member. Thank you. Porky Pig, Pantalones. How many Bitcoin maxis does it take to change a light bulb? None. They still can't decide if it's a security. Let me do my ping. Thank you, Melissa Upham. Member, thank you very much. Welcome. Moon Barrel, I wish I could shake Gensler's small, floppy, clammy hands this morning and say, nice try, buddy. Let's go. Wick 589. What the heck was that? It was the Peter Griffin. All right. Melissa, let me see if I can catch up. New dev data drop thoughts. Yeah, I haven't gone through it all yet. Thank you, Gary Benchler. Killa says, hey, BCB, do you recommend I DCA out of EOS, my biggest bag, or do I let it ride? I don't know why you are still having EOS as your biggest bag. I want to add more money to my portfolio, but should I just commit to XRP? I hold EOS dash. Well, you're not. Do you hold Ethereum Classic? Where's your Ethereum Classic? Like, right? Your selections are interesting. You don't own XRP. Like, you only owned the EOS Dash and Bitcoin Cash, not the XRPs and not the Ethereum Classics. You just do whatever you want to do, man. Right? I'm not going to tell you what to do. Do what you want to do. I already said over a year ago how I was handling mine. But I think you've asked before, Killa, and I gave you the same answer like over a month ago. It's your call, brother. Tom Irons, thank you, BCB, for keeping me company and reassured through this entire thing. Same goes to all the Markets in the Morning regulars. Shout out to Pat. Yeah, Pat's a boss. Thank you, Tom. JB Heavy Equipment Services. The proper party will be on a sandbar in the Gulf with Ripple Yacht. We're all going to meet up by boat. LFG. Let's see. Dude, that'd be pretty dope. Throwing a party on a sandbar in the ocean? Like, is that a thing? Like, you ride on a boat out to a sandbar and just hang out on it? I mean, I know sandbars are typically right at the beach, right? That's what's causing the waves. But I don't know if they're like further out or something. All right, grumpy old man says, see SEC statement. What are they smoking over there? It just shows you how political it is, right? It's just like a typical politician. They claimed victory when they got hammered. They lost complete control of the cryptocurrency market. Complete control. And it's like a political stunt. Pretty amazing, huh? Mr. Nobody. That wasn't me shilling. Fake Mr. Nobody. What was being shilled? I don't remember. David, thank you very much. I say BCB, thank you for everything you do. I'm a long-time listener. I wanted to ask, in one of your older videos, you outlined how long these pumps with XRP usually last, but is it possible you can go through it again? It's just really easy. Get your tool, date range tool. So this is why I highly recommend everybody takes bcbacker.com for very simple things to do like this. I teach you all of this stuff, make it really easy. I know TA it seems daunting, like nobody can do it. I teach you guys everything just like I do on the channel. Just talk to you, in a way that's easy to understand. But it's important to know how to do these simple things for when you need it at 2 o'clock in the morning because you can't sleep one night and you need an answer to something because it's bugging at you, to be able to just simply bust out a tool and do something real quick. But this is going to be the date range tool, which is located over here on the left. So this is date range. And you can just go look at these yourself and say, well, when do we want to say it started? Maybe right there. And then this thing was done in 10 days, right? Or if you look at it like this, 55. So if we go look at XRP, right, when it had its actual breakout in 2017 and it did this that we're talking about here, where it goes and it does the sign of strength and escapes the range and then back tests, from the moment of that breakout to the moment of that run being over, it was only 55 days. That's less than 2 months, guys, right? You're talking 821 days of being in this 821 to kind of have an idea of how much time you spent in here. Right? This is how much time you spent here. And look how it's over this fast, right? Like 821 versus 55 days. That means that the length of time a bull run lasts is less than 10% of the time the bear is. Right? So keeping that in mind, they've always been like that. This one, I think this one was 23 days. The infamous end of bull run, where it goes from 20 cents to 330, is only 23 days. So if things get moving and they get moving quick, the entire alt season number 1 for XRP was 55 days, and alt season 2 was 23 days. So expecting further than that or a longer time period than that, you're expecting just something different to occur. That it's just not. It's always very quick. So if this thing does go back down and then continue all the way up, you could be done in a month. All that waiting. All those people who spent 2 years and 8 months in the SEC lawsuit, there could be some massive pump that happens in 30 days. And then finally, after all this clarity and being excited and now wondering what's going to happen with the asset now that there's clarity out there, you just go ahead and sell it all because, well, you know what? It's time. But it's like, well, wait, why would I hold it through all the bad times and not hold it through all the good times? That's just not how it works when it comes to price appreciation. So we'll see. But time short, very short. But thank you, David. Mark, thank you very much. Thanks for all the things that you do. Good afternoon from Manchester, England. Nice. That's awesome. It turns out like a good amount of my viewers are from England. I had no clue it was like that much. We're talking like 15%. That's pretty cool. Hey, BCB, what about XLM? Leno Siak? Is the chart good? Well, I mean, it's just going to move. You would have thought, hey, it's probably not going to be tied to XRP forever. I'm sure many of you noticed it pumped right with XRP yesterday, right? It did the same thing, same pump, same percentages. So, right, it's just moving with XRP, same type of structure, maybe the same thing. But anyway, if XRP is going, this guy's probably going. If you're looking for something in particular showing up in XLM, no. I think we all know it's not running on some type of like magical epicness of itself, right? It's tied to XRP, and like anybody who holds XLM already holds XRP, right? It's the entire XLM community is a subset of the XRP community. You know what I mean? A guy with 3 first names. Hey, BCB, do you think with this clarity it's possible we get an XRP decoupling from the rest of the market? I can't anticipate that if being the case. It would be this time is different. Are things sometimes different? Sure, things are sometimes different, but I definitely can't rely on that. It's classic kind of speculation in this that we're going to do something different. There's going to be something because the narrative's different because of this and that. Sure, we are the only one now who has regulatory clarity, but we're also like the things that I show, like when we're showing this stuff. Dang, I don't have it on the screen anymore. When we're talking about XRP getting the breakout fractal, right? We're not just sitting here saying it's going to do it for the sake of it's doing it. We're pointing to the macro conditions, pointing to it too. We're pointing to the DXY. We're pointing to the Dow Jones Industrial Average trying to get through the retracement level of 702. We're pointing to the NASDAQ getting through the 786. We're still pointing everywhere that these elements are happening at a specific time in a macro event at the same time, right? So it's not like something different is happening right now where like Bitcoin looks like garbage and XRP is taking off. No, and Bitcoin looks okay, right? We've talked about this for a while. Bitcoin's looking pretty good. And the dollar is breaking down and the stock market is trying to get through its retracement levels. So we are seeing still things that are the same. It's the timing of the event was just suspect. It is suspect. I think we can all agree. Either you live in a simulation that was totally baked into your reality, and then when your life is over, they're gonna be like, yeah, you caught us. It was a simulation the whole time. Or there's another secret hand that moves everything. Miguel Astoria says, I suggest for the XRP party reunion, X-Carrot Resort in Cancun, Mexico. Family friendly, and it's heaven on earth, brother. God bless you, fam. Thank you very much, Miguel. XRPG, shout out BCB. Do you think Zcash will go on a run? I hope so. I own some, but I think it's just tied to the market. I don't know if there's going to be a huge privacy demand. I've been kind of being and whining about that. A lot of talk, no action. So I question just crypto. The more as the years go by, and the lack of concern of privacy, and just the ever-changing narrative of Bitcoin, ever-changing. It is not what it used to be. It used to be FU money. It used to be, decentralization and freedom money. It's so something else now. And if we're gonna have FU money, if we're gonna have decentralized money, privacy would be required. So I think we're just kind of evolving in the decentralization aspect of what would be decentralized. But I don't know. In my view, if it's going to be money that we are using in any type of way, it would have to be privacy. But I'm not seeing any signs of people flocking to privacy yet. But like I said, sometimes these things can happen suddenly. Like if you saw the video that I put out on about the altcoin market, one of the things I said in that video, as I said, everything is lined up. It's all lined up to go, right? And I was like, but what's the problem? It doesn't feel like it, right? It's not like it's been grinding up real slowly and it's making me feel better every day and feeling good and good and good. And then talking about XRP, I bet it didn't feel like that in 2017. And then it's just suddenly it jumps out. I think I'll probably play a highlight of that clip in next week's video. And that is kind of what just happened. It's not kind of, it's exactly what just happened. We're just going along. Nobody's feeling good. And then flip of a switch. It's all better, right? So say blockchain backer. I'm way too far. Okay, here we go. James says, thank you very much. Says, just a thank you. Always been a supporter voice here. Thank you very much, James. The Victorious G, say blockchain backer in a British accent. No, I don't know how. And this monkey doesn't dance for the minimum super chat, sir. All right, JJ Jacob, you still expect alts consolidating for a week? It doesn't look like. I think they've already gone, brother. I think they popped with Bitcoin or with XRP yesterday. But I mean, if XRP is pulling back, probably. I mean, But, that was a big move. I think even Solana broke out, right? End of Wyckoff, Solana. Alan, BCB, please take out the fairy dust and make XRP stall out here for a month so I can accumulate more. I already have enough, but I want more. Well, I understand people are going to want to FOMO in, after price has already risen. But, me, I'm just happy with the bags I got, man. Brenley, Hippolyte, off topic. What's your stance on La Bang Bangs? I don't know what you could say about that stuff on YouTube. In my culture, they are fine. And in my culture of my family and my household, I have a few of various types. Thank you, Bradley. Nicholas Chang says, good evening from Malaysia. I am pretty sure your daughter's hoo-hoo predicted this court ruling because you finding it the first day of the year is such a great sign. Dude, that's right. You guys remember when we lost hoo-hoo? We had to send our daughter off to her grandparents' house, and we tore the freaking house apart. And my wife had accidentally stuffed her the little stuffed owl into underneath the bed when she was changing the sheets. That's right. Thanks for reminding me of that. Right? I said we were not going to start the year like that. 2022 was such a crappy year. We were not going to start 2023 with hoo-hoo missing. We are up very late. I think we found hoo-hoo at 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night. That is very late for me, okay? Last night, I was up till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. That was very late for me. Thank you, Nicholas. RuPaul's wig. I've been watching for a year. I love the channel. Thank you very much. Kevin Smith, your description of Gary Gensler always reminds me of salad fingers. Google it, dude. It's safe for viewers. As ever, you've been a hero, dude. All right, I'll look it up myself first, off stream. Jaded, do you think this is a catalyst for the end of the bear? Well, like we've been talking about, I've been saying I think the bear has been over for a long time. We've just been in accumulation schematics. Retail is usually late. They need the obvious sign to feel like it's done. You guys know it. I'm at the top. I'm the first one screaming. It's the top. At the bottom, I'm the first one screaming at the bottom. But what doesn't happen is these things don't usually reverse quickly. They go very slow. But at that time, the herd will still be screaming, $100,000, we're going to 100, or they'll be screaming, we're going to 10 to 12K. But the bottom has been in this whole time. These people have just been screaming it because they get regurgitated content. So I have been in belief the bottom's been in for over a year. Now we're just finally getting the breakout of the accumulation schematic. And I think I've been explaining that pretty thoroughly for the last couple of months. As for a catalyst, I think it's just a timed event to finally happen. All the underlying indicators did it. I mean, if you've watched any of the YouTube channel, you knew the bear was over. You didn't need a catalyst to tell you the monthly RSIs were looking like this everywhere. All this stuff looked like this before it. We've been talking about it all month. The catalyst is just the narrative, probably. Pi. Thank you, Pi. He says, hey, BCB, now that we had a little breakout, we may mimic 2017 pop to the upside. Can you lay out the structure and see where we can potentially land? You're talking about like moon math? Where can we go on moon math? I have to stick with everything I say, guys. Everything I say on my channel, it's legitimately my view, and that's why I always bring the data to back it up. So if anybody wants to argue to me, all I do is point to the data and say that. I have to go based on the market cap, right? And assess and modifying that based on inflation, right? So as we're in the new month, I can't remember if I recorded that video in June or if I recorded that video here in July, but it puts you when the video was recorded, it said that a 4.236 extension of XRP's market cap would put you at like $10.06. But like I said, as escrow gets released, as more gets added to circulating supply, that number is going to drop. And so we may have now dropped into those nines. So I'll have to reassess that. But that's definitely 65% is likely in that $8 to $11 area. 65% for me. Then I leave 35% for the super mega moon mission or the gloom and doom sadness. But 65% comes out in that 8 to 11 kind of area. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be putting together moon math videos as the time comes. But, you know, like always, when I make my moon math videos, I put the real math in there, not baloney math. But, dude, all right, what time is it? Okay, we're an hour and 10 minutes into this thing. Hooked on Henry, first timer, says, always here since the beginning. Thank you so much. You're a very special person. Jeez, Hooked on Henry, thank you. You guys are all coming out of the woodworks to say hi. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support today, guys. And I also put out a video today. So I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this thing up, and you guys can check out that video. What do we do? This is what I do when I do my outro, right? We go here. As the weekend kicks off, it's a perfect opportunity to catch up on your incredible skill set of TA. But no, on a serious note, I do record all of these like I record my YouTube videos. I try to make them as easy to understand, and I include PDFs in all of this. So this was why it took so long all year long to put all this stuff together, is because we were putting together all of these PDFs. They're all downloadable. And then down here, there's one master PDF file that you can download and print it all out. Everything comes with a video, comes with extra links to further education, so you can do this. So this thing was like a super mega project this year, but I'm really proud of it. I'm happy to have it released out there. If you're looking to watch more videos by me, you can watch this throughout the weekend, bcbacker.com. And guys, I think it's time to wrap it up on a killer week. Like we said, July will be a good month. Let's say it's been a great month so far. So, all right, that's it. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, check out my website, bcbacker.com, and get 40 videos and 11 hours of content from me. Otherwise, I wish you guys an absolutely wonderful weekend, and I hope you're enjoying your summer. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this live stream and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.